This is badass. I love this.
Wow!
Like and subscribe. Ring that bell.
Welcome to the channel. You know what? We're just going to start with that. If you're new here, I'm in charge of the buttons, and they don't always go well. This is the one that was supposed to show up. Welcome to the Throga channel. We are excited to react to a brand new artist. This has come in from many different comment sections. So sometimes it's typically, if we react to Dimash, we do Dimash, request or whatever. This came in from all over the place, so I'm really excited about this. This
Cool.
was a Eurovision Song Contest winner, I believe. His name is JJ. The song is Wasted Love. He's from Austria. That's all I got. So,
Okay.
thinking we jump in. Wait,
like, subscribe.
no.
Ring that bell. Yeah. Do that. Do it again. Over and over and over again.
This is what you get when you come here. Also, please be sure to click on the link below in the description where you can buy a coffee and have more of this experience by supporting this page and reactions just like this. Even consider becoming a Thronely member that gives you exclusive...
No, I can't unsee. I can't unsee you on the lower left.
The lower left.
See it now.
I look horrified.
I noticed that the last video we did, and now I can't see anything else.
It's like I'm witnessing a murder. If you become a Thronely member, you get exclusive access to our Sunday Shorts and Thronely Choice events, along with some other perks. So we'd love to have you part of the party if you'd like to join us there. All right.
Like, subscribe, ring that bell. Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Yes, that too. And here we go. Let's just jump in. What an opening.
What an opening. It's great.
So smooth.
This.
Wow.
That's cool.
We often compare the voice to a stringed instrument. That just sounds like it's right off the violin.
It does. Yeah, with an operatic tone. I mean, I did not expect that. The beginning, which I love, that violin.
Yeah. And even that range of notes I found interesting because to sing it with that airy quality is unusual. So to sing with, in my head voice, with a breathy sound, this is not as good as what JJ did, but it's all I've got for you today. That was more of like my interpretation of Will Ferrell mimicking JJ. I think that's what I was channeling there. Yeah. Anyway,
what range is he in? Because I thought it sounded higher. Is he just da da da? I think it was da 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 da.
That was his head voice. So the folds were thin, allowing
so C-sharp 5 then.
Yeah. So that kind of allows the folds to vibrate quite quickly by thinning out like that. But it's this space right here, that C-sharp 5, that's usually for most singers, most male singers, we start to run out of the ability to be breathy at the same time because the folds have to kind of splay open a little bit. So you have to open the folds, let air pass through in addition to maintaining that speed of vibration. And you can only go up so high doing that. And then it just trips into airiness. Mm-hmm. So right away, he was able to have this crazy cool balance between a textured, breathy sound and that range of notes. And then as it went on, that operatic falsetto, projected vibrato, stringed-like extravaganza thing he was doing was just wild.
It took it to another level because, I mean, I feel like I've heard songs in this vein before, and sort of the very haunting, kind of head voicey thing, which that's not a knock on it at all. I love that vibe, and
Same.
The chord progression also blended it.
Yeah,
like heard that before, but awesome. But going into that chorus took it to that next level where this is something different.
Yes,
and I always love when it's something different, even if it's
teleported you to a new place and shifted from more of a conversational tone to a little more operatic, as you pointed out. So, all right, well, let's.
Yeah, and when I say I've heard things before, it's like everything's been heard before because there's only so many notes and there's only so many styles. It's like there's
Totally.
repetition in every song that's ever been made by every artist on the planet. So that's just the way it is. But
Yeah.
whenever you can, man, when he brought that chorus, it was just like, okay,
It like revives, it revitalizes something that's familiar
Man.
in a way that feels entirely new.
Uncharted territory. That's really cool.
All right, hit and play. Dang, I was not.
Another bold choice. That's
Okay.
a cool direction to take that. Yeah.
Just a moment ago, I was referencing how it has, I alluded to it being a typical pop production. That was a lie. So what I heard in that moment, that verse was more, I was thinking more percussive sounds, right? So you're coming out of that first chorus, but it has like the, some of the synthetic percussive sounds built in and just the way it's orchestrated with the strings. But then it just keeps evolving. It's just a place, you just don't know where it's going to go. And then really interesting, how often do you hear intentional tempo increases? That's not done very often.
No,
it was
no,
really effective the way he sped that up and then landed at the end there.
Yeah, usually in pop music today, it's pretty much you got the one speed and everything's to a click, which that's been standard practice for probably the last 40 years.
Right.
But some of the older recordings, it's like they didn't have that, so there was a natural flow to it. So stuff would speed up and slow down
To a degree.
Like sometimes 8 BPM, like or more. I mean, sometimes intentionally, if they wanted to speed it up, they would do it. But even within, a song that like relatively should stay the same speed, it would fluctuate. So I like those sort of natural flows to it.
Yeah.
But then at the end, that was an intentional speed up.
Very intentional, for sure.
And again, another bold choice. And when we talk about that chorus, I mean, that's it's been heard too. That's operatic. It's not like I've never heard an opera voice, but to have that in the context of a pop song is really cool.
Really, great.
So to combine different things, and so yeah, I just love that vibe. And in the beginning, they had that piano. It's actually I recognize the sound of it. It's called a una corda piano. That's what we use in the studio. Sometimes it's very very muted sounding, and it sort of accentuates the felt hammer, so you get like that, that it's not a great replication of, but like
we're
you
working
can
on
hear
our beatboxing skills.
Yeah, right. You can hear the felt hitting the string.
Yeah,
so it's a very cool effect.
I want to play this end section again. I'm curious to see where he goes range wise, but also it sounds like I imagine they took a sample and looped it in a way that made this really cool effect. But being a YouTube reaction channel, we've heard things that just don't sound real. So maybe he did it. Like I'm questioning everything now.
I'm assuming it's a studio manipulation, but
let's listen again.
But I'm open to if it's not.
Exactly. Did you pick up anything with the lyrics or the story?
No. Did you? I was just so mesmerized by what was happening musically.
I'd have to go back to the beginning and read. I mean, the words were there. I glanced at them, but honestly, just his instrument is just so fascinating and unique. It just absorbed all of my attention on a first pass.
Always what my brain goes to is just the overall sound of it first of all, but then it goes to the melody, then it goes to the chord structure, and obviously the singer's voice is impressive, which in this case it was. Lyrics sometimes take a backseat. That's usually the deeper dive, which we will be taking, I'm sure.
Of course. Well, I have to. Sorry, I just did a quick look because this is Eurovision. I'm just curious what he does in that part of the song.
Yeah.
Oh, they're filming it. Okay.
Oh, in the music video?
Live from Arena. Let's see what he does here. Okay, so digitized there. I mean, it's clearly synthetically like looped
Yeah.
or whatever. I was just curious what he did live, if he did some sort of variation of it.
Mm-hmm.
But that even that those live clips, his clarity, just on the fan cam here, that operatic tone is just beautiful. It's crystal. In comparison, contrast to how he started the song with those breathy,
Mm-hmm.
haunting vibes. I mean, just what a evolution musically.
Yeah. No, that's a cool song. It definitely brought the drama, and then at the end, that choice to go into that sort of more techno section.
Yes.
I'm not really a big techno guy, but I appreciate
Yeah, how can you
boldness,
not?
artistic boldness, when you're just like, I'm just gonna lean into it as much as I can. Um, yeah, I
That
respect
was
that.
super, super cool. If he has another song we need to check out in the future, let us know in the comments, or if there's I don't think we've really heard anything what's happening in Eurovision on our channel. Maybe there's some other artists there we should check out. But
Last thing I heard was that Will Ferrell movie, Ya Ya Ding Dong, from that Will Ferrell movie. So this is definitely an improvement.
I love that you brought him back in this
Ya
reaction.
Ya Ding Dong. I love that song. No,
I
it's
was thinking
great.
more of the elf channeling earlier in this reaction, but yes,
Yeah, Ya Ya
was that
Ding
was with
Dong.
Rachel McAdams, right? Oh, that
Yeah.
movie. It was hysterical. Anyway, that's it for today. Have a great one, guys. Don't forget to
Yeah,
like and subscribe one
thank you.
more time because I didn't
Ring that
press the
bell.
button enough. And ring the bell.
There you go. That's what you got to
Bye.
do.